Thank you, Chair. I am indeed very grateful to the steering committee of the Coalition for Dialogue and Negotiation for their kind invitation to attend this conference and to say a few words at this opening ceremony. My fellow Cameroonians, our country is in the grip of an existential challenge whose roots go back to 1961, when the Southern Cameroons joined the Republic of Cameroon to form the Federal Republic of Cameroon. At its heart lies the determination of the people of the Southern Cameroons to resist assimilation, first under the regime of President Amadou Ahidjo, and then under that of President Paul Biya. For 60 years, acting individually or collectively, Southern Cameroonians have sought to engage the successive regimes in Yaoundé through dialogue and negotiation. The assimilationist regimes rebuffed them and responded with victimization, intimidation, brutality, and the use of armed force against unarmed civilians. Some were arbitrarily arrested, tried, and imprisoned in Yaoundé. Others were hounded into exile in foreign lands. Still, Southern Cameroon's resistance remained peaceful and non-violent. That is, until 2017. In 2017, the front lines of Southern Cameroon's resistance fell to individuals and groups that, like the regime in Yaoundé, preferred arms over non-violence. Today, they are locked in an armed conflict with the Yaoundé regime's defense and security forces. Their avowed aim is to separate the Southern Cameroons from the rest of Cameroon and, as they put it, to restore its independence. For its part, the Yaoundé regime says that it is fighting to maintain the unity and indivisibility of Cameroon. Thus, to the crisis of assimilation of the Southern Cameroons has now been added the crisis of the territorial integrity of Cameroon. Since November 2017, both parties to the armed conflict have inflicted upon the territory and people of the Southern Cameroons multiple forms of loss, deprivation, pain, and suffering, the magnitude of which we all know. What is the way forward? First, the Yaoundé regime and the separatist groups must resolve the crisis relating to the territorial integrity of Cameroon through dialogue and negotiation. To this end, the separatists must abandon armed resistance and renounce their aspirations for the restoration of the independence of the Southern Cameroons. The Yaoundé regime must abandon its military offensive in the Southern Cameroons, create conditions for the return of refugees and internally displaced persons to their homes, release persons detained or imprisoned in connection with the ongoing crisis, and grant a general amnesty for crimes related to the armed conflict, with the exception of those that are not amnestiable under international law. The intervention of third-party mediators may be necessary to bring the Yaoundé regime and the separatist groups to a mutually acceptable settlement of the crisis that concerns the territorial integrity of Cameroon. Next, the Yaoundé regime and the people of the Southern Cameroons, including separatists who so desire, must, also through dialogue and negotiation, resolve the crisis of assimilation of the Southern Cameroons. To this end, the Yaoundé regime must agree to the grant of full autonomy to the two Southern Cameroons regions. On their part, the people of these two regions must agree to exercise autonomy within a united Cameroon. The dialogue and negotiation between the Yaoundé regime and the people of the Southern Cameroons need to be preceded by a preparatory general conference of these people. Resolving the above two crises would pave the way for addressing a third crisis, that of the governance of Cameroon as a whole. This third crisis concerns all Cameroonians and all the 10 regions of Cameroon. To my mind, it falls outside the scope of this conference. I take this opportunity, therefore, to wish this international conference on the armed conflict in the southern Cameroons total success, and to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. Thank you.